Industrialization. We have read Chapter 19, Lesson 1, and you have completed the notes. We are reviewing the notes today. Breakthroughs in steel processing led to a boom in railroad construction. Technological advances were important to the Second Industrial Revolution and helped increase productivity in the railroad industry. By mid-1890s, the U.S. was the world's industrial leader. Second Industrial Revolution. Period of rapid growth in the U.S. manufacturing in the late 1800s. The steel industry. Steel is iron made stronger by heat and addition of other metals. Before the Bessemer process, turning several tons of iron into steel took a day or more. Once the Bessemer process was invented, it took only 10 to 20 minutes. U.S. mills produced 77,000 tons of steel in 1870. By 1879, U.S. mills produced more than 1 million tons of steel. Bessemer process. Way to manufacture steel quickly and cheaply by blasting hot air through melted iron to quickly remove impurities. Riding the rails. Steel dropped in price, so did building railroads. Miles of new steel tracks, elegant passenger and sleeping cars. The expansion of the railroads led to rapid growth of cities. Cities where major rail lines crossed grew quickly, like Chicago. Western growth encouraged by offering free tickets to settlers. As travel and shipping increased, so did the number of railway travels and employees in related industries. Advances in the use of oil and electricity improved communication and transportation. Oil and electricity. Oil and electricity as power sources fueled other changes. Oil as a power source. Late 1800s. Breakthrough in the use of petroleum, oil, as a power source. 1850s, chemists invented a way to convert crude oil to kerosene for cooking, heating, and lighting. 1859, it was found that crude oil could be reliably pumped from the ground. Oil became big business as wildcatters or oil prospectors drilled for oil in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. They began producing millions of barrels of oil per year. Edwin L. Drake proved oil could be pumped from the ground. Electricity spreads. Electricity becomes a critical source of light and power. Edison invented the light bulb in 1879 and then built a power plant to support electricity to some buildings in New York City in 1882. Edison could not send electricity over long distances, so Edison Electric supplied only central cities. George Westinghouse built power system that could send electricity many miles. Thomas Edison, inventor interested in uses for electricity. Patents. Exclusive rights to make or sell inventions. A rush of inventions changed Americans' lives. Focus was on finding solutions to practical problems, like communication and transportation. Advances in communication. By 1861, telegraph wire connected east and west coasts. By 1866, telegraph wire along the floor of the Atlantic Ocean connected U.S. and Great Britain, but carried only written messages. By 1880, there were 55,000 telephones in the U.S. By 1900, there were almost 1.5 million. The telegraph differed from the telephone because it could only carry written messages. Alexander Graham Bell, Scottish-born speech teacher who studied the science of sound. In March of 1876, Alexander Graham Bell patented the telephone. Automobiles and planes. In 1876, a German engineer invented a gasoline-powered engine. In 1893, first practical car using a gas engine was invented in the US by C.J. Dervia. The cars were very expensive. And in your packet it says cares, so sorry, just go ahead and scratch that out and write cars. Henry Ford introduced the Model T in 1908 with a much reduced cost thanks to the implementation of the first moving assembly line. Increased the demand for oil production. Wilbur and Orville Wright built a lightweight airplane using small gas-powered engine. Orville made the first piloted flight in Kitty Hawk on December 17, 1903. Summary of Chapter 19, Lesson 1. The Industrial Revolution led to advances in energy resources, communication, and transportation.